Hey everybody, I'm Ben from the Bonehead podcast and welcome to Star Player Spotlight. We are looking at all of the stars that have been spawned in the Blood Bowl 2020 rulebook. We're looking at their stats, their skills, their cost, their teams and their new special abilities. And today we are looking at a piece of weaponry for a lot of teams out there. We're looking at Glart Smashrip, the OG. So Glart got a little bit more diverse as well. Clearly he's up for anything. So he can now be taken by teams with the Favoured of skill and the Underworld Challenge. So Chaos Renegades, Nurgle, Goblin Skaven, Snotlings and Underworld can all take Glart. So that really opens him up for, historically I think it was Underworld and Skaven that could take him. I think he was quite popular on Underworld teams as just that kind of big guy blitzer thing. Underworld's getting Rat Ogres now is going to make it an interesting option, but he does come with some serious weaponry, like I said. Now, it's really cool that the rest of these teams can take him, so it gives a little bit more opportunity or a little bit more option for Chaos and Renegades, Nurgle, Snotlings. You know me, I like rosters, so the more builds, more better, really. So let's have a look at what he does. Okay, so Glart is 195,000. So as far as star players go, that is kind of on the cheaper end. We've seen a lot of big guys at 250, 240 plus, all the way up to Morg at 340, and we've seen a couple floating around the 180 to 200 mark. That makes Glart one of our mid-range star players. That means he is affordable because of all those teams on the list. You can take a reasonable roster at 1,000. That means that for tournaments that are at 1200k, you can fit Glart in without dropping anything at all. So that's massive. Also, being down 200 in League is not unfeasible. Not ideal, and depending on how your league is run, it may be limited, for example match pairing and things, but 200 is a reasonable amount, and Glart can be taken at that point without you having to sacrifice anything. So for that 195,000, you get movement 5, strength 4, agility 4+, no passing at all, but quite frankly, that's not what Glart is all about. It's always nice to have a little bit of passing opportunity or a little bit of passing option, but you're not going to miss out in any way, shape or form from that, I don't think. Armor 9+ makes him pretty tough as far as any kind of Skaven goes, but look at the arsenal of skills he comes with. We've got strength 4, block, claw, grab, juggernaut, loner 4+, which is exactly right for star players, it always has been, and stand firm. So when I said he's an arsenal, he is a chunky boy and he is a bruiser. So being able to have that strength 4 piece allows you to do two things. Movement 5 is not ideal. It's not the best blitzer, but it makes him a really hefty linebacker, okay? If you want to keep him midfield or back is not ideal, but midfield is pretty good. Movement 5 is going to give you a massive window of strike. Not the entire pitch, but you are going to be able to make a go of it with him. And he's got block, but he's also got juggernaut as well. So on the blitz, you can use that push. He's got grab, so if you want to just deploy him on the line, if he doesn't manage to block something down with two dice, and he doesn't manage to finish him up with claw, that grab means he's going to be able to chuck him backwards for a cheeky foul from the rest of your team, or just funnel him off to the next guy ready to punch him. That grab, juggernaut, stand firm means that he can blitz pretty well, and he can just be on the line pretty well as well. Downside is that movement 5. Movement 5 is kind of slow, but look at the teams that can take him. Nurgle, Chaos. This guy is basically another Chaos Warrior at only 195, but he starts with all the skills you could want. Block, definitely, that's 20k. Claw, definitely, that's another 20k, let's say. You know, grab is very useful. I think grab, jugs, and stand firm are all kind of interchangeable, but grab and stand firm together are a great combination. So he's a Chaos Warrior that comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skills, and none of them are skills you're not going to want. So you get a bargain. He's actually cheaper. So I'm impressed with Glart. He was always really solid in the last combo, but he did get ousted by Glart Jr. So this is Glart the OG. This is Glart Senior. that claw access is going to help. Claw got nerfed, sure, he doesn't have mighty blows to take to make the most of it, but beating armor on an 8+ is not bad at all. So he's got a special ability, Frenzied Rush, which is once per game when Glart performs a blitz action, he may gain Frenzy. You must declare this special rule is being used when Glart is activated. Glart may not use his grab skill during a turn in which he uses this special rule. So once per game, he also gets Frenzy, which is where that block Jugs comes into action. Strength 4, blitzing, with Juggernaut to push for a second go with Frenzy, and block to drop them when you finally get it, and then claw to finish him off. And when he's done, he's got stand firm. So once per game, that Frenzy could put him in a bad situation, but stand firm is going to massively keep him safe. So you're going to be able to make the most of having that 195k on the pitch. Armor 9 is not brilliant, but Strength 4 block is a great way to defend one of your players from being removed. So Glart is not, in my opinion, a top tier star. He is not going to win games by himself, but think about him as if you were building a roster and you get him as a big guy. Think about running him as a big guy rather than a star, and I think your build, whatever you're building, whether it's league, whether it's tournament, you will feel like you are unlocking some of your team, because he will be able to look after himself and he will be able to support with some removal or just a massive roadblock. As a Skaven coach, having this guy to deploy on the line is going to make the other 2 linemen that go on the line feel a lot safer. It's going to mean I'm going to have one less guy getting murdered so quickly, and it's going to give me that blitzing power. Is he better than a Rat Ogre? I don't know, but not having Frenzy all the time and not having the new wild animal, Animal Savagery, is good as well. So what you've got here is not a star player. You've got a positional that can be taken by 7 different teams. And that alone makes him really interesting as a star player. Let's have a look at some of the models you can use if you want to run him on the pitch. First up, we've got Forge World. So Glart on Forge World is 20-something pounds with postage. So I think this is probably my least favourite thing about this star player. The model is fine. It is fine. If you like it, I can get it. It's very cool. It's well done. It's well sculpted, and it's well executed. If you like that style, that's great, and it is a very accurate representation of the background of this character. He's a big lad, and that strength 4 does come across. I think it looks more like a Beast of Nurgle than a star player, but you can go with the Forge World model and you won't regret it because it is a well sculpted model. Alternatively, now there's quite a few models out there I think you could use for Glart, but the one I would choose for today is this one here from Grebo Miniatures. So let me just have a look at what it's called. It's called Vettic Heavy Bones. So VETTIQ Heavy Bones. I'll put the link in the video notes below. €8.99. So it comes on a 32mm base. So might be a little bit smaller than Glart, but I don't think that's going to make you feel all that bad. It's the same pose. So a little bit unoriginal. Same pose, but you still get that chunky Skaven brawler. Strength 4, sure thing. He's got big hands, so claw covered, no worries, or teeth, whatever you want to do. He's a big lad, so armor 9. Movement 5 definitely comes across in this miniature as well. So if you want to go Games Workshop, it's a pretty nice model. If you want to go half the price of Games Workshop and get something a little bit different, the Grebo Miniatures Vettic Heavy Bones is the one I would recommend. So that wraps up Glart Smashrip. 195k is not bad, and I think we will see him in tournament builds. I don't think he's the optimal choice for Underworld anymore. Underworld used to run one of the Glarts, maybe even 2, or backed up with Skitter Stab Stab. Skitter is gone, Hack Flem is in, and you still got this Glart Smashrip to do some damage. However, the Underworld team got some stuff now. It's got the Snotlings, it's got the Rat Ogre, so I don't know if he's going to be as popular as he was before. But you can take him on so many teams that for 195k, he's going to be a bit of a toolbox star player. And if you were down that amount for a game, well, you could take, say, a mercenary Rat Ogre or a mercenary Minotaur for a Chaos team. having Glart with that block and the claw, it gives you an option, and options are brilliant for list building and for toolkit. If you're going up against dwarves, starting with claw is going to be probably better than being able to block at strength 5. Because whether you're strength 5 or strength 4, going up against a strength 3 player is still 2 dice. And this one starting with block and claw is going to be it's going to work better for your team. So I guess that's the great thing about Glart, is you can take a big guy or you can take Glart Smashrip. And sometimes you'll be able to take both, and then that's a game I don't want to play against with you. Right. That is it. Please let me know in the comments below what you think of Glart in Blood Bowl 2020. Whether you think he's got better or worse, and whether you think he's going to be as popular as he was in the olden times. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again soon.